Hi, beautiful people. So yesterday I spoke about Mamdani getting sworn into office, and now I'm going to listen to him speak. Everything I share is for educational and for use purposes only. Let's watch. All right. Hopefully, let me know if y'all can hear it. I'm going to get right into it for the sake of the time. Okay. Here we go.
Politics and their own vision for New York City being the driving force behind what they were going to do. And that meant knocking on doors of people who lived just blocks away but whom they had never met. It meant asking questions instead of assuming answers. It meant listening instead of lecturing, finding common ground. And that experience taught us something simple and profound. Democracy works best when people are not treated as an audience, but as an active part of it. Governing demands the same. That is why we are here today. We are gathered at Grand Army Plaza, surrounded by powerful symbols of public life. The central branch of the Brooklyn Public Library, designed like an open book, a statement that knowledge should be shared and accessible to all. The Soldiers and Sailors Arch, a Civil War monument honoring those who fought in a war waged for a new birth of freedom and the expansion of democracy itself. Prospect Park. Public space built not to be exclusive or ornamental, but to be shared. These are reminders of a belief that once guided this city, that public infrastructure should be generous, beautiful, and open. But a city is not held together by buildings alone. It is held together by trust and by whether people feel connected to the decisions that shape their life. That social infrastructure has been neglected for too long. Too often, engagement is fragmented or symbolic. Too often, people are asked for input, but never see how it shapes outcomes. Today,
hey you guys, I haven't seen this one yet, so I'm gonna watch it with you guys with an open mind. Okay, we'll talk about it in a second.
That changes. With the signing of this executive order, we will be establishing the Mayor's Office of Mass Engagement, a fundamental part of city government dedicated to rebuilding our social infrastructure at scale. This office, combining and reorienting the existing Community Affairs Unit, Public Engagement Unit, and other initiatives, starts from a simple premise. Working New Yorkers know what they need to thrive. Our job is to make sure government listens.
Good morning, Lionel, my friend.
Consistently and with real consequence. The Office of Mass Engagement will organize participation across this city, proactively reach those that have been excluded, and ensure that public feedback is embedded directly into how we design policies, deliver services, and make decisions. And to lead this work, I am proud to announce that Tasha Van Auken will serve as commissioner. Since President Obama's first campaign in 2008 to her leadership in New York City DSA, Tasha has spent more than a decade organizing at scale, developing leadership, building trust, and helping working people turn priorities into action. On our campaign, she mobilized more than 100,000 volunteers who knocked on more than 3 million doors. Not just to win an election, but to build leadership and a real sense of community across the city. She also spent many years working at the Blue Man Group, which means she brings both organizing discipline and an unusual tolerance for chaos. The Office of Mass Engagement reflects how we intend to govern, with humility, openness, and a firm belief that democracy is strongest when it belongs to the people, not just in theory, but in practice. And we should be clear about how this work will be judged, not by how many meetings we hold or surveys we collect, but by whether people can see their voices reflected in the decisions that we make. Judge us by whether engagement changes outcomes. Just as past generations invested in the public spaces around us, this administration is investing in the civic fabric that holds our city together. And that same commitment to openness, participation, and rebuilding trust in our institutions guides how we approach every part of city government. That is why today I am also announcing that Ali Najmi will serve as chair of the Mayor's Advisory Committee on the Judiciary.
Can you guys double tap the screen and show support for the commentary? Thank you so much. This is Mamdani, the mayor of New York.
Under Ali's leadership, this committee will take on a more public and engaged role,
Hi, Harrison.
reaching beyond City Hall to the wider legal community, demystifying the judicial selection process, expanding who participates in shaping our courts, and ensuring that our city's judicial system applies the rule of law universally and does so without favor. This includes proactive engagement with legal services organizations, bar associations, and minority and affinity bars, with the goal of widening the pipeline and strengthening confidence in our judiciary. Ali is a civil rights and election attorney with deep experience in our local courts, a longtime bar association leader who has helped diversify the judiciary in Queens, and someone I've known and admired for more than a decade as a friend, an attorney, and a leader in this city. Tasha Van Auken, Ali, welcome to a new era in our city. I look forward to building it with you together.
So Mamdani is a socialist. What do you guys think? I mean, some people are really excited about him being elected, and some people think that this is a disaster.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And thank you to everyone who's here today. As a kid growing up in Park Slope and later Flatbush, the Brooklyn Public Library, this branch, was a constant in my life. Its soaring facade and open entrance felt like an invitation, a promise that knowledge, curiosity, and possibility belong to everyone. I spent hours inside of there researching school papers, scrolling through microfilm, not to date myself here, but lots of time with microfilm, trying to make sense of the world and my place in it. I didn't know it then, but I was learning something essential, that when public spaces are built with care and openness, they don't just serve cities, they help shape the people who move through them. That lesson deepened for me at Edward R. Murrow High School, where I was profoundly influenced by the late principal Saul Bruckner. He believed fiercely in young people and in the role public institutions can play in helping them find their voice. He taught generations of students that they mattered and that participation wasn't reserved for someone else. And yet, despite that early confidence, I spent many years trying to figure out how to engage politically in a way that felt meaningful, something that went beyond a one-off protest or a single campaign, but built power over time. That clarity started during the first presidential campaign of Barack Obama. It was there that I learned the transformative power of relationships, from learning alongside volunteer leaders to the simple but powerful act of canvassing a stranger. What I learned in 2008 stayed with me through organizing with the New York City Democratic Socialists of America, and later serving in government as chief of staff to Assemblywoman Farrah Souffrant-Forrest. I kept returning to the same question. How do we build participation that lasts, where people don't just show up once, but develop the confidence and the relationships to shape real outcomes? That question came into sharp focus this past year. In Mayor Mamdani's campaign, more than 100,000 volunteers knocked on over more than 3 million doors across the city. But those aren't...
You know, if they tax the wealthy like they're talking about, all they're going to do is move. Now, they're supposed to be gone. I don't know how long that would work, because even if they move, they'll still be taxed, but only for a certain amount of time. But I don't see this working. And you see she's wearing a Democrats Socialist of America's hat in the back.
Abstract numbers. They represent millions of conversations between neighbors who might never otherwise have met. They represent relationships built, confidence gained, and civic capacity that will last beyond any single campaign. Many of those incredible volunteers and organizers are standing with us today and everywhere. You all changed New York City, and I'm so grateful to you. At a time when so many people feel cynical, overwhelmed, or isolated, often alone with their phones, we found a way back to one another. Some of the most meaningful moments for me were when somebody would say, "I never thought of myself as political," and then describe the community and purpose that they found through this work. In many cases, it didn't just change how they saw politics, it changed how they saw themselves. That is what brings me to this role and to the work of the Office of Mass Engagement. The Office of Mass Engagement is about taking that ethos and making it part of how government works. It brings together public engagement efforts that have too often been siloed.
No, Jen, like they'll still be taxed for like that year, for the year of 2020, what did they say, 2025, if they were to move. But I want to get through this video before I get into the commentary.
Streamlining them under a single coordinated office with the responsibility to make engagement meaningful across City Hall. It's about organizing participation at scale, strengthening feedback loops so public input shapes policy, and building the relationships and systems, human and digital, that make long-term co-governance possible. As commissioner, my commitment is simple and serious: to help build a government that works for all New Yorkers, invites them in, and treats their participation as consequential. A government that doesn't just ask for input, but acts on it, and one that helps New Yorkers see themselves not as spectators, but as co-creators of our shared future. I'm deeply honored to take on this responsibility. And I'm excited to build this work alongside the mayor, our partner agency, and most importantly, the people of this city. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon. Mr. Mayor, thank you for appointing me to be your chair of this advisory committee on the judiciary. As an attorney who has litigated in the courts of this city for 15 years, I know and have seen firsthand the power that judges have on people, regular people, working people, and attorneys. And it is this committee's directive to find and recruit the best judges in the city of New York, the most qualified, the ones who understand what it means for people to appear before them in criminal court, in family court. And it is the directive of this committee to reach out to the wider legal community and to the attorneys who have toiled for indigent legal services, for the attorneys who have represented families, who have represented parents and children in family court, who have dedicated their life to making this city and this state a more just place. To those attorneys, I want to tell you that you have an opportunity to also become a judge, and that this committee will reach out to every nook and cranny of this legal community to encourage that we have the best, most robust, diverse applicant pool for the judiciary. Mr. Mayor, thank you for entrusting me with this service.
Don't pave, did it say don't pave the park? What does that mean? Okay. You guys don't spam my chat with the same comments and emojis, please. It triggers the algorithm.
Down.
What is he signing? What did I miss?
Everyone go down. Thank you.
Central Park, okay. I'm trying to get through this video. Bright rockets, red glare. TC, oh, okay, thank you, sis. I kind of figured that after I thought about it a little bit, but thanks for confirming. So, I'm glad they're normally dressed, unlike the other Democratic social gathering I went to. Nice, stop the boat. We're watching the Mayor of New York. Can you guys double tap the screen? Like the screen? I mean, like the video? Sorry.
Gina, lower, please.
I would go to a rally if I was there. Thank you, King. This is crazy. This is crazy. Where's the money to pay for this?
Matt,
I've been asking that yesterday.
Matt, talk to me.
Can't make comments about revision.
Thank you.
Can you have him hold the paper, please?
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna hold the paper.
And let's just do one still picture in the middle if possible.
Can you hold the legislation?
One still.
Mayor, can you hold the legislation? Thank you. Here we go. On display, please. Everybody, here we go. Down middle, please. Thank you so much. Thank you. 4 TVs in the back.
Great, thank you guys. All right, now we're gonna take questions. You can take 10 steps back, please. Thank you.
Back, everyone, please. Back. 1 second.
You're back. Get back. Don't sit on your handy strap.
Understand, please. All right, just before we start on topics, if we can have one last round of applause for Tasha Van Alken and Ollie Nesby. And now we can begin with all the on-topic questions.
Mr. Mayor, how you doing?
How's it going? Good. A little colder than I thought, so I'm going to put the gloves on for a second.
Real leather or
So the on topic is about the office, the new engagement office. Obviously, Tashi worked a lot on the campaign side, and it's like that's separate from government. Separate C4 that's kind of market. Can you explain what are like the legal differences in what you're going to do and what that group how do they differ?
So I'll just speak a little bit to it, and if you want to add anything, feel free. the work of civic engagement has existed before today. It has been a part of city government. However, it has often been siloed in different parts of city government infrastructure, sometimes under different offices, sometimes through different initiatives. Part of the intent of this executive order is not just to create a new office of mass engagement, but also to cohere all of the work that is already being done into one place, so that we can ensure that it's not duplicative and it's actually fulfilling its intent. And then the other part of this is to transform what government deems to be acceptable when it comes to public engagement and outreach. Oftentimes, the outreach and engagement of city government is done with an intention to justify a decision that's already been taken. The point of this office is, however, to make decisions with a large part being what the public actually thinks about those decisions. And I can think of no one better than this New Yorker to my left, who fundamentally reshaped what so many across the city, including myself, thought was possible in terms of the engagement in a citywide race to bring more than 100,000 people out to knock on doors and make phone calls. Do you want to add anything else? Sounds good.
So what's the budget for this new office? And then also, is this, I know today is just day 2, but is this also a way to ensure that you are able to keep everybody engaged so you can get reelected again?
I have to tell you, this is done with the intention of delivering for New Yorkers today, delivering for New Yorkers every single day. And I think what is so critical is that we have an opportunity in this moment where New Yorkers are allowing themselves to believe in the possibility of city government once again. That is not a belief that will sustain itself in the absence of action, in the absence of actually delivering for them. And so it is right now, in a moment like this, where we need to institute this kind of an office, this kind of an approach. And I would also say there is a through line between the actions taken to establish this new office and also the appointment of Ali Najmi in leading the recruitment and outreach efforts for our judicial system. Because too often, the ability for a New Yorker to become a judge has been determined by who they know as opposed to the work that they do. And what Ali is going to bring forth is a newfound focus on ensuring that not only does our judicial system reflect the city that it serves, but also that it reflects a commitment to excellence and an application of the law in a universal manner.
How many employees? Will they be civil service or will they be appointees?
There are a number of employees within this office that are already working for the city within previously existing offices. And then the specifics of how it will expand beyond that is something that we will be sharing later.
I was talking to Sal Albanese this morning, and he said one of your best qualities is you're a really good listener.
That's very kind of him.
With respect to this new agency, can you give us an example of a time where you spoke to the public or a group of stakeholders and it made you change your mind on a certain policy or issue?
You know, a few years ago, I was an assembly member conducting a number of meetings on the MTA. My chief of staff, El Bisgard Church, and I were looking to put together a campaign in Albany that would look to fix the MTA. And so we had meetings with journalists, meetings with policy experts, meetings with MTA officials themselves. It was actually an MTA official who told me in one of those meetings that if you really cared about equity, you would focus more on the bus. And it was soon after in a meeting that I had with a friend of mine, Alicia Singh, who brought up the fact that in order to deliver not only in terms of economic relief, but also in terms of public safety, this would mean it's a pretty good song. This would mean also making buses free. And those are meetings that then informed our approach, not just to that legislative session, but then actually became a hallmark of the campaign that we ran.
To do the same.
Yes, and I think this comes back from a belief that too often in politics, there is a temptation to pretend as if you have all the answers already, when in fact there is no New Yorker that has a monopoly on the answers that the city is asking questions towards. We need to have leadership and a city government that knows the answers to the most pressing questions, big and small in this city, could come from New Yorkers themselves. The answers to the very questions that are flummoxing so many in the highest levels of government could in fact be answered by those that we are currently walking past or overlooking or not even listening to. And what I so love about Tasha and her work is that she sees within each person a potential to be that leader. She gives them not only the room to grow, but the belief that they can and they must grow. And that is also something that we have to deliver for New Yorkers at large.
Hi, Darla Miles, Channel 7.
Yes, how are you?
Congratulations, day one.
Thank you very much. Good to see you.
This is obviously a massive undertaking, right? Coalescing all of these individual agencies in such a large city government. On a granular level, what can you tell New Yorkers right now of what that process of streamlining that is going to look like? And then on, after you already have these strategic initiatives, but when they should actually expect to see something, what a timeline might look like, what the infrastructure might look like right now, and then what that timeline might be, where people can actually become involved and see some results.
Absolutely. So I think first and foremost, this has an immediate impact in terms of restructuring city government itself, where we are taking these existing initiatives and agencies, bringing them together. And that is something that will change from today. And then it will change in terms of what we expect of ourselves and how we start to engage with the public at large. And that's partially why I said we should not be measured on the number of meetings we hold or the number of surveys that are filled out. We should in fact be measured by the way in which we incorporate that feedback into the decisions that we make. And that's something that I look forward to working with my commissioner on, to ensure that New Yorkers feel a difference in this era of New York City government, as opposed to are just told about that difference. Thank you very much.
This one's still on topic. Great. Okay. I have a question for the commissioner. Do you plan, so you're going to be getting feedback from New Yorkers to incorporate into city government, but the mayor also has this huge agenda that's going to need support from other levels of government, and there's been discussion of using DSA and using this mass volunteer movement that you've built to pressure the governor to support some of these initiatives, like taxing the rich. Is that going to be part of this office when they just re-up, or that's a question about the budget and how much staff are you going to have?
So I'm going to demand the world from Tasha in her new position as the commissioner of the Office of Mass Engagement. And I'm also going to give her more than 5 minutes before she gets into the position to have to answer some of the specifics around budget and personnel, though I do assure you that this is going to be an office that will have the backing of myself as the mayor of this city. And
thank you, Dr. Manhattan, for the gift. I appreciate you. Oh, thank you for the party hat. He can't run for presidency. He was born in Uganda. Let's watch.
Yesterday, I think it was yesterday, the inauguration. I mentioned in my speech that let us not allow victory to become an invitation to turn off the news. We have seen sometimes in our politics a description of success as the ability for Americans to return back to their lives. We want to make clear that our successes will be achieved together with the New Yorkers who brought us to this point and all others that call this city their home. And so that means that our agenda is not one that is going to be fought for simply behind the closed doors of city and state government, but rather one that the very New Yorkers who are here today and those that are hard at work across the city will be a part of advocating for. Because it is those New Yorkers that actually determined this agenda in the first place. And it is those New Yorkers who will be alongside us as we not only fight for this, but win this.
Hi, Mr. Najmi. Congratulations, JC Edwards at Hellgate. I would like to know what are you looking to do in this position that you couldn't do from the Queen's Committee position?
Thank you. Actually, I was never in Queens and in other counties. There's an elected process, and here with the Mayor's Committee as chair, we will have the ability to recruit from people citywide and affect courts citywide, criminal court and family court. And what we will be able to do is have a system that's in place that will judge people on the merits of their experience, their qualifications, their commitment to public service, and we will be able to appoint many, many judges. And to have that breadth and that reach citywide is very different.
What's broken about the system right now?
Not enough people know about this system. Not enough people know about the Mayor's Advisory Committee on the Judiciary, how to apply, and not enough people historically have had confidence that if you were not the well-connected or you were connected to a judge already, that you could be a judge. But in fact, in this administration, the people who never thought they could be a judge but deserve to be one will finally have that chance.
Hi,
Good afternoon.
I'm Dante for for the FNTIF News.
Can you say your name one more time, sir?
Jan Tellez.
John Day? Nice to meet you.
What can Latinos, the Latino community, expect from Mayor Mamdani?
You know, I would not be standing here before you as the mayor of this city were it not for the Latino New Yorkers across the 5 boroughs. Latino New Yorkers, a majority of them supported us in the primary. We saw that only continue in the general. And what I've heard from so many Latino New Yorkers is a feeling that not only do they not see themselves within city government, but they don't also see their own struggles in city government, and the focuses of that government, in the priorities of that government. And what we are going to do is to deliver a city government that finally not only looks more like, but is paying more attention to the actual struggles of day-to-day New Yorkers. Latino New Yorkers face the highest levels of housing insecurity of any ethnic group in this city. When we are talking about the affordability crisis, it is hitting Latino New Yorkers at a disproportionate rate. And so when we talk about the necessity of freezing the rent for more than 2 million rent-stabilized tenants, when we talk about the urgency of making the slowest buses in America fast and free, and when we talk about the importance of transforming what is currently a $22,500 a year expense to send a child to childcare, that is going to be critical in ensuring Latino New Yorkers can stay in this city. Because I have heard from far too many who still call themselves, they are Latino, they still call themselves New Yorkers, but they actually live in Pennsylvania.
Well, this was earlier today. Well, today's already, so yesterday. But just watch the video. Watch the video.
Pennsylvania now. They live in New Jersey now. And that is because we have pushed them out of the city. It's time for us to actually not only keep New Yorkers here, but start to make those who left feel like they can actually come home.
Can I ask a two-part question? Follow-up?
Yes.
So, would you address the criticism on the revoking the 2 executive orders on Hamilton? And EDS, some call it intentional. How would you respond to that? And the second part is the IRA definition on anti-Semitism is actually an issue that a lot of major Jewish groups oppose, and they support something else. Is there any measure that you would consider that would define what anti-Semitism is?
So I was proud yesterday to sign a number of executive orders that will give my administration a clean slate to get to work on delivering a new era for New Yorkers, one where they can envision living an affordable and dignified life. And my administration will also be marked by a city government that will be relentless in its efforts to combat hate and division. And we will showcase that by fighting hate across the city, and that includes fighting the scourge of anti-Semitism, by actually funding hate crime prevention, by celebrating our neighbors, and by practicing a politics of universality. And when we speak about the IRA definition that you asked about, you know, protecting Jewish New Yorkers is going to be a focus of my administration. And I also know that a number, as you said, of leading Jewish organizations have immense concerns around this definition. And so what we will do is actually deliver on our commitment to protect Jewish New Yorkers in a manner that is able to actually fulfill that.
Thank you guys so much.
Sorry, there was a second question.
You say it wasn't intentional, that this was on day 1?
In the first executive order, you, as the new mayor of a city, have to sign a continuation of all prior executive orders or a revocation or an amendment of all of them. And so what we did was to sign an executive order that continued every executive order that predated the moment when our former mayor was indicted, a moment when many New Yorkers lost even more faith in New York City politics and the ability of city government to actually prioritize the needs of the public as opposed to the needs of the person. And what we will now do is showcase that new era to protect each and every New Yorker and to deliver for those same New Yorkers in a manner that they have not seen under prior administrations. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for everyone.
Let me find you guys. That was a lot. Let me get to some of your comments. So I don't know what you guys think about Mamdani. I'm just gonna say time's gonna tell. That's what I'm gonna say about that. So you said this man is, oh God, I can't get to all that. Okay, guys. I'm gonna hold my opinion on that one because I have to watch. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know where they're gonna get the money to do all these things that Mamdani's promising. I don't live in New York, so I just have to watch with you guys. Okay. But he's not the only mayor. I don't hear anyone else talking about the other mayor. Let me show you real fast. Now this one, I don't know that much about. Let me see. Hopefully I can find it for you. But what do you guys think about Mamdani?
You guys have to keep a little bit of space, thank you. I'm sorry.
Let's see if I can find this for you. Jaden. Let's see if I can find it. Probably not. What is this guy's name? Jaden. Hang on, I got you. There he is. This is short.
On here on Live Now from Fox, imagine is now the mayor of a town in Georgia, Stockbridge. It has a new mayor, 22-year-old Jaden Williams, getting sworn in just moments ago. We want to bring this here to you. He's speaking right now, but we want to bring you the swearing-in ceremony as this 22-year-old making history.
Award or expectation thereof. Or expectation thereof. Congratulations.
Have you guys heard of this one? Oh, I forgot to bring you guys in. Shoot, hold on.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in
You can't see it. My bad.
I proudly introduce Mayor Jaden.
There you go.
Williams.
Where's the video? Can you see it or no? He's 22. Wait,
I knew this was my city when they said I put on. If you had to tell a kid running around this city a few years ago that he'll be standing here as mayor, I'd probably laugh at you. Then I'd say, well, what time's the meeting? Because I wanted to go to the meeting anyway.
You can see it. Okay.
Let me say thank you all. First, pause for a minute. I have to recognize my brother and sister, mayors of this county.
Okay, TC.
Madam Mayor for McDonough, Madam Cam Varner. Mayor of Hampton, Ms. Ann Tarpley. And then my brother mayor. It's only two of us, y'all. Mayor Carlos Greer of Locust Grove. And I did that just to say these words. Shout out Dutchtown. Go Dogs! But thank you all for being here today. Seeing this room filled reminds me that leadership isn't a solo act. It's a community effort. Before I proceed, I must say it's truly an honor to stand on the shoulders of leaders who've come before me. Can we please stand and recognize the first...
So have you guys heard about this one? I don't know how I missed this one with Jaden Williams, 22 years old, the youngest mayor. So he made history in Stockbridge, Georgia. I'll be watching.
African-American mayor of this city, my predecessor, Mayor Anthony Ford. Thank you, sir. To our elected officials, community leaders, faith leaders, public servants, thank you for your service and for believing in this city. To the mayors, the leaders, my campaign team, my transition team, who've traveled near and far, your presence here matters. It shows Stockbridge that this is not just history. We're shaping a future that we can all encourage together. I would not be here without the guidance of my family, especially my grandparents and my great-grandparents. Today, I'm honored to have both my 93-year-old and my 80-year-old great-grandmother with me. Grandma, please raise and be recognized. Two strong women who never held office, but ran households, raised generations, and taught us dignity, faith, and resilience for folks.
Guys, I don't know that much about Jaden Williams. I'm going to learn, though, real fast.
Politics could even use it. They reminded us that wisdom lies within our elders. And that process means honoring those who paved the way before us. During my campaign, I shared how my great-grandfather used to warn my grandmother never to stop in Henry County or Stockbridge because of the racial tensions here in this community. And yet today, in a moment may have only had dreamed of, I was sworn in on his very Bible. If he could see me now, if he could see me now, I know he'd be grinning ear to ear knowing his great-grandson is leading as mayor in one of the very cities he once worried about his family's safety. This history matters. But what matters just as much as that is what we do now. We have to move forward together, not divided. Where we've been, but what will divide us and unite us in the future?
So it looks as if Jaden is a member of the Democratic Party.
We are one city, one community, and one Stockbridge. To my parents, thank you for praying for me, pushing me, grounding me, and reminding me of who I was when the world was getting too loud. Stockbridge has always been more than what the people see. This city has history. This city has heart. And this city has people who refuse to be counted out. If you're a Stockbridge resident, make some noise.
I don't dislike
That's how Stockbridge shows up. Today is not about me, but it's about all of us. It's about what happens when a community decides to believe in itself and decide to do the work that's required behind that belief. Throughout this campaign, we've knocked doors. We've prayed. We've sent messages. But most importantly, you all have challenged me. You were honest with me even when it was hard to hear. I remember some folks saying, I don't know if you got this one, young buck, but you put your sign out there. But you didn't vote for the person, you voted for the promise.
I only block you guys if you say something like about my whatever. You know it's appropriate and what's not appropriate. You guys chill out in the chat. I don't know. Let me get this.
That promise is simple. I'm all in for Stockbridge. All in for our neighborhoods. All in for our districts. And all in for our people. The future of Stockbridge will be built on transparency, physical responsibility, opportunity, and collaboration. That vision is not abstract, it's intentional. We are here to help build the city of Stockbridge to higher heights. That's why economic development and economic innovation is our front and center priority. Amen. Because a city cannot rise if its people are locked out of opportunity. We are committed to building clear paths to good jobs, supporting small businesses, and aligning education with the real demands of today's economy, especially in healthcare, logistics, industry, and the sectors that are driving our region. It's why youth opportunity and community learning will be a priority, because when we invest early, coordinate what already exists, and truly listen to our young people, we change the outcomes of a lifetime. Can I just shout out really quickly the start of where I came from? Shout out to the Stockbridge Youth Council. I see y'all in the back. This means mentorship enrichment, workforce exposure, and safe spaces when our youth can learn, grow, and see themselves in the future of this city. It's why housing and holistic well-being must be addressed. Be safe, stable homes are the foundation of healthy families and strong neighborhoods. That includes aligning housing with access to healthcare, mental health support, transportation, and the quality of life services. Families are not just housed, but the city, we've got to support them as well. And it's why public safety and infrastructure matter, because safety is not just about response, it's about prevention, not just enforcement, but trust. It means modern infrastructure, coordinated services, well-lit streets, reliable utilities, and partnerships that ensure growth is smart, reliable, and every resident feels safe, seen, and supported. We will strengthen neighborhoods, promote responsible growth, support small businesses, invest in our youth, and respect our elders, because the process that leaves behind is all the process we need. No part of this city will be left behind under my administration, and that's my promise. Now, let me be clear. We are facing some real challenges, financial pressures, growth decisions, and in some places, trust can also be at a point where we must rebuild it. There are things that aren't always going to go right, but there are also things that always won't be ignored. There are things we confront together because leadership is not pretending everything is perfect. Leadership is showing up anyway and doing the work. There's a quote from Shirley Chisholm that says, if you don't have a seat at the table, bring a folding chair. But here in Stockbridge, we've done something different. We didn't just bring a folding chair, we gathered the wood. We built the table. And now together, we're going to make sure that table is strong enough, wide enough, and welcoming enough for everyone. This is our city. This is our moment. And together, we are all in for Stockbridge. I put on y'all. Thank
you. Okay, I'm good on the videos. So what do you guys think? Let's talk about it a second. Okay, where are you guys? There you are. So you said Georgia's cooked, Lionel. So he's for affordable housing. He's Democratic, so you kind of know where that goes. You know, I like to see young people involved. 22, so young. He's a political science major. Not even graduated out of college. He beat his opponent, Anthony Ford. Let's see. Jaden got 2,909 votes. And his opponent, Anthony Ford, got 2,489 votes. What? Good for him. Good for him. King, that's a lot. You said no one cares? Well, I care. I care because I just care. I don't know. I came across it. I was talking about the mayor, and then I came across Jaden Williams. You know what? Anytime you accomplish something, hey, I want to see what you're going to do. I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat, just do something. So I've never heard of Stockbridge, Georgia till now. Rockets me neither. Me neither. King. Dementia, besides, I think more young people should be involved. I mean, isn't that what Charlie Kirk was asking for younger people to be involved in politics? I can get to you guys' comments now if you guys want to leave, just ask for one. But other than that, I'm just kind of, you know, I don't know what to say. There's so many things that I have to wait and see. I have to wait and see with Mamdani, and I have to wait to see. I'm not really worried as much about Jaden Williams. I wish him well, but Mamdani, New York is a really important, is really important. So I'm more nervous because he's promising a lot of things, and I'm wondering where's he going to get the finances from for all of these things that Mamdani is promising. Funny enough, how they can swear in 9 to 22-year-old mayors, 30 to 60-year-old governors and senators, but still swear. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, me too, Dr. Manhattan. You guys have any other thoughts for me? Shout out to Candace Owens. Okay. Reagan wanted affordable housing. Trump wants the rent money. He develops real estate for the high. Okay. I'm not in the comments. So if your comments are being shadow blocked, you probably said something against YouTube. I'm not sure. White grifting doesn't work. I don't even know what that means. I'm happy. New York looking lovely, gorgeous. Oh, thank you. You're being nice. Hi, is kids allowed? Let me. Okay, you guys. So I can't. Your comments are too much. Any final thoughts? I saw my sis TC in the chat. I do wonder what she thinks about Mamdani or Jaden Williams, who isn't talked about as much, but Georgia, this little town, is small. I think it's a big deal just because he's the youngest, and he's the youngest African American mayor in Georgia and the whole state of Georgia. So that's pretty cool. That's as much as I think about that because that's all I know. Now, as far as Mamdani goes, I'm wondering how much he'll support Donald Trump. I'm wondering. I was at the inaugural. Really, TC? Can you come tell us about it, or are you busy? It's okay if you're busy. You were at the inaugural activities with Mamdani. I wish that should Mamdani arrest Trump? Eric, are you okay? I wish that I could have been there in New York. That's what I meant. You went in New York. You can come up or no? Let me know. If you can't, it's okay. Man, y'all spamming my chat. I hope that my mods are getting rid of you guys that spam my chat. Why are you guys being so harsh on this New Year's? Okay. You can come up. Okay, let me drop the link. If you can't hit this link, then I have to put it on my community wall. I gotta stop doing verticals. Okay. I don't care if you guys are Republican or Democrat. I only bring you guys the news. I'll let you listen for yourself just to be informed. But there's okay, let me know if you can hit the link. If you can't hit the link, then I have to put it on my community wall. But for those of you that have, okay, Dr. Manhattan, because StreamYard still shows them, but I know you guys got them. And I see King in the chat. Yeah, it's as long as, I mean, when they comment about, whatever, I block them. The rest of them I just time out or remove their comments. But you guys are working overtime tonight, and I really appreciate it, you guys. I'm waiting for my sis to come up here and talk to me. I got a question. Why ain't the trolls making every New Year's resolution outside of not trolling you, lady? You something is wrong. I know, DFJC, they have nothing better to do. Nothing better to do but to troll in you. And that's why I don't really read the comments, because I don't want to read anything that's disrespectful. And you can't hit the link. Okay, do you want me to put it on my community wall, TC? It's hard to understand from up here. Because or are you not able to come? I'm not sure what you're saying. Let me see. Let me see if I can get her to tell us about her experience at the inauguration. Yes, okay. It's gonna go quiet for a second, you guys. I don't think I have anything for you guys to listen to let me see. You're just gonna have to give me a second. I'll be right back. Let me pin this link on my community wall. I'm getting faster at it. Okay, now try. Loco Brenna. Yeah, those are the only comments I banned, Dr. Manhattan. So I'm having trouble reading the chat. I don't know if you guys are for Mamdani or if you're not. If you're for socialism, if you think it works. I don't think it works, but it is what it is. Can we get some brains in the chat? Can you put the link in the description? I put it in the description, but I also put it on my community wall. TC knows where it is. Because they're having trouble hitting it from the chat. I am for Mamdani. Can you say why, Michelle? The link is also on my community wall, you guys. You have to go to my page and go under my community post, and it's there. Now you're getting quick, but in this chat, you're getting quicker. All I can say is my mods got it. I can't see what comments are removed and what's not. Do you guys have any questions for me as I wait for my sis TC? She can't what? Okay, so you guys like Mamdani. Chicken for KFC. Oh, that's borderline racist, huh? Just think, who will benefit from whatever they're gonna send in? Let me read this comment. Just think, who? I'm not for Mamdani. Okay. Just think who would benefit from whatever they're going to set in place. They all playing cards to stay in business for themselves as they bring in and replace, okay, American cables. Let me bring my sis up real fast. I need to use a banner. I'm pretty sure this is her. Hey.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Wonderful. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, sis.
Yeah. 2026. Congratulations. We made it.
2026.
Yes. So I was at the, let me just say this. I was at the inaugural activity after the inauguration. Okay. So I wasn't at the inauguration, but there were a couple of events after the inauguration. Let me just say this: Happy Independence Day to Haiti. They were celebrating the January 1st. We were celebrating Independence Day for Haiti, and so a lot of the Haitian Americans, Haitian New Yorkers, were doing having a lot of festivities. So that's where I was in the morning, and then in the afternoon, hung out with Mamdani. Okay, so here's the thing.
Okay.
This is a rule of thumb, and this will keep everybody's blood pressure low and all of these anxieties that go around very, very low. Don't listen to what a person says. Watch what a person does. When you master that, you're gonna be able to master the political fluff, the politics of what people say that they're going to do or would like to do, can't really do. You're gonna be able to see things for what they really are. So when I heard a couple of things, I was like, wow, okay, this is what he wants to do. This is his plan. Listen, I'm all for it. Like, hey, you have a plan and this is what you plan to do. I want to see you do it. Just do it. Now, free transportation in New York, as I've been talking to people in New York, because I'm from there, folks are very, very like, no, that's not gonna happen. Where's the money? Well, how's this gonna work? Blah, blah, blah. Good question. All great questions. I did hear him say that he signed these executive orders to make sure that his cabinet or his, the people in his administration will have, I guess you could say, carte blanche to kind of do a clean slate. He said a clean slate to kind of move forward and execute some of the things that he wants to execute, which means that nothing's going to happen in his first term. If he makes it to a second term, that's when he might get an opportunity.
You have a comment in the chat. Drew said it's not free. Someone will have to pay for it.
Drew, I already know that. I don't believe in there's nothing free in this world except maybe a mother's love to their child. Okay? Not even a father's love, but a mother's love to her child. That's free. I know that it's not free. I'm just quoting what he said. Somebody eventually will have to pay for it. This is the reason why many New Yorkers and some of the folks that I am around have said, how is this going to happen? Who and what, where, why, and how does this work? How do you execute it? In Philadelphia, we have.
Whoa. I'm sorry, sis. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
In Philadelphia, okay, so we have transportation, no cost transportation for city workers, no cost transportation for seniors, and no cost for children that are going to school, that live a certain distance from school, that have to take transportation. So yeah.
Number one, okay, you guys, I usually do not say my political affiliation because I don't want anybody to feel left out of the conversation. But if you must know, I think I put in the chat. I have my reserves about Mamdani because, like Drew was saying, nothing is free. I do not believe in socialism at all. It's not proven to work, and I have my doubts. My reservations in that, yeah.
Mhm.
But
Well,
now I'm
I'm
not
gonna be
sure
honest with you.
that
I'm gonna
it's
be
gonna
honest
work
with you.
because New York is an expensive place to live. I'm all for housing. I'm all for all those things. All I'm saying is I would like to see how it's gonna work. All right, everybody knows how expensive New York is.
Absolutely. Here's the thing. Let me just say this about the word socialism. Socialism, I don't know. So socialism, I think that the way uh, Russia socialism in other countries, maybe in India, socialism in various other countries, I think that it's different than what I think they're all different. The way that they go about and the way that they execute their politics, the way that they execute legislation, the way that they execute policies and procedures. One thing about the United States, I will say this again, watch what a person does. Don't worry about what he or she says. If you can master that, the rest of it will be so very easy. I'm watching. There are checks and balances in the state of New York. Here's what I mean. A mayor is really in certain cities. A mayor, even though that they're a mayor, the people that really have the power are the city council members. Now, in smaller cities, the mayor is that person that is the authentic or is the oligarch, as we would say, of that particular city, and they have the power. Okay, so in the United States of America, we have the city, state, federal government, and we have levels: the executive, the legislative, and the judiciary. All of this is based on checks and balances, I must say. So this guy, he's like 30, what, 34? I think he's 34,
What are you talking
35.
about, Mamdani? He's young, yeah.
Yeah, he's a young guy.
And I like that. I like it because they're not set in their ways. And that's right, little Miss Patriot. I'm with you. They're not set in their ways. They have fresh ideas. I don't have a problem with anything like that. I just have a problem with the
Right.
free bus care and the free child care. Nothing's free. And I don't, I'm going to hold my thoughts on that. Go ahead. I want to hear your thoughts.
Absolutely.
You already
And
know how I
he's
feel, PC, about this. I know that as long as you've known me, you've got to know that
I,
I feel
I
like
agree. Listen, I agree because I'm always asking the question. This word "free" comes up too lackadaisically in our vocabulary.
it's very
Oh,
careless because
free.
it's not free. It's coming from somewhere. I think it's
It
better to
has to.
say where does finances come from? How are
Absolutely.
we going to do these things? What's our budget?
What's his budget? So in the city of New York, one of the things is just like any major city: Los Angeles, Chicago, Detroit, Atlanta, Philadelphia, DC. These cities have budgets that surpass some countries in this world. So we already know what the budget is. We could go and we could take a look at it. Here's the thing. How how do you plan on making something free, and where are you taking from to pay for the free, if you will? And
Okay.
I think that a lot of people have that question, and I think that that question is valid. I want to see how this person is going to do it. When anyone says free, 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 I would like to see where you're going to get that money from. Do I think that we have the money? I certainly do. I think that we have the money in this country to do and to for things that we want to have money for. I've noticed that anytime a crisis happens, somehow or another, money gets thrown around and given to other countries. We can help other people, but yet and still, we here in this country, unfortunately, don't do that for our people here in this country. And that's my issue. They find the money. Trust me, they do. Don't think that there's not. There's money. Wow.
Okay.
Oh, there's
What do
money.
you want to happen?
There's money.
Because
They
you're there.
they
You're in
condition
New York.
people. They condition people to think there's not, but there's money.
What
I
do you
want to
hope
see
to
this.
happen, TC? Can I ask you that?
What?
What do you hope to happen with this mayor? Like, what are you hoping for?
I hope to see what he says that he's going to do, that he can do it. Let's see what he can do. I want to see it.
Okay.
What would I like to see in New York City? I would like to see a cleaner New York. I would like to see rent control. I would like to see, people who are homeowners be able to, get, some assistance, so that they can, you know, I guess you could say rehab or update their housing. I would like to see, those slum lords go to jail. I would really and truly like to see that instead of this, always in order for you to qualify for anything, that you have to be 125% poverty. Who the freak does that? That's crazy. That's stupid. And that's very much antiquated. No one that's still here in this country, and they're talking about socialism. That's the most socialist. That is the most socialist policy ever. That in order for anyone to get any kind of assistance, that they have to be 125% or 120% in poverty. That's crazy. That is disgraceful and disgusting.
Thank you so much for the super sticker, Chris Reed. I think we got enough money from the COVID relief bill that we can have a stimulus plan for 12 months to get the economy back rolling. That's a really good point. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate you.
Okay, Chris.
Okay. So let me say
Okay,
this.
baby.
Some of my problems. Okay, so funding. Increasing taxes on high income earners that earn over $1 million and corporations in New York. Your thoughts?
That earn over just $1 million.
That over $1 million. Keep in mind that you need to earn a high income in New York to have a comfortable lifestyle, right? So when people okay.
So what? See, this is what I'm saying. Throwing out $1 million. I no.
Those are the numbers that he used. I didn't just throw it out there. That was his number.
No. Well, I know. I'm saying that to the person that threw it out. $1 million. I hear that constantly. Unfortunately, I just think that everyone should pay. In the Bible, it says, "Pay unto Caesar." So everyone should pay their fair share. Whatever you're making, you should pay your fair share. What is that? What formula do we use in each state? How does that look? And unfortunately, no one has seemed to be able to I guess you could say, to hone in on that. What is the formula? So $1 million, I get it, but $1 million in the state of in Oklahoma and Montana and Wyoming, South Dakota, North Dakota, that's a lot. That's still a lot. Okay, $1 million in California and New York. That's still a lot. If you live upstate New York, many people don't understand that this is New York City.
I would move. Like a lot of wealthy people
This
just
is
move. The problem is, what is that term I'm looking for? Godfathered in or whatever. Like if you move within, like let's say they were to tax Californians like that. Even if we were to move within this year, you would still have to pay those high taxes. I think it's ridiculous. But let me give you another point. So labor and wages. Let's talk about that one. Raising the minimum wage in New York City to $30 an hour by 2030 and protecting gig economy workers.
Wait. I'm sorry. I was reading.
Raise minimum wage to $30 an hour by 2030.
Okay, so what's going to happen to those people who are getting, who, I guess you could say, who have are in a state where, like, okay, in Pennsylvania, the minimum wage is $7.25 an hour.
Right now, is that what it is?
Absolutely right, and absolutely right now.
In New
The
York?
whole our
No,
whole
you guys
our
just
whole our whole entire Commonwealth, $7.25 an hour.
I
Now,
believe
my
you. I believe you.
but here's my here's
Can't believe that because here it's
but here's my question for those people who are getting, I guess you could say, uh, benefits, you know, benefits, Section 8, whatever the case may be. If they decided to get a job for making $30 an hour, if that's what it's going to be, then they won't get their benefits. They won't get some of these other. They won't get some of these other. Their Medicaid. They won't get those things anymore. So here's the thing. Okay, so they're gonna go from $7 to $30, which is what, $23 increase, obviously, right? So can they or can't they make it on $23 increase? Could they? That's a good question. Can they?
okay. Okay, that is a good question. Social services, implementing universal no-cost childcare. This was my concern. Creating baby baskets for newborns, cute, and investing in mental health programs through a new department of community safety. So,
Mhm.
no-cost childcare. It's gonna cost someone. So I have problems with words like that because you're selling dreams.
I agree. I have one child and you have five. Yeah, I get it. I think that these are excellent questions, and I think that the elected officials and the people who they bring on sometimes, because they haven't lived life. Now, this is the reason why it is so important to have a seasoned person. Seasoned meaning what? Somebody who is of a certain age group. Why? Because there's certain things that we think of that a person who's younger doesn't. And
I mean,
that's just the
it
bottom line.
sounds like I mean, come on, housing affordability. Freezing rents on city stabilized apartments is significantly increasing development of affordable rent stabilizing housing. Let me tell you something. Thank you so much for the super sticker. We got to pause to read this. Thank you.
Thank you for the super sticker.
Thank you for supporting the stream. I love you guys. Would you agree that other demographics is taking over America and pretty soon there probably won't be any whites? What is the R or black in America? Is that
Or
what you're
Black
saying?
in America.
Is that what you're saying? There won't be any white or black in America? Can you answer that one? Would you
Their
agree?
demographic. See, I don't believe that kind of stuff. I don't. I think that is antiquated political propaganda. That's things are gonna listen. Things are gonna change in 100 years. Will things be the same 100 years from now? Absolutely not. Just like it wasn't 100 years ago. In 1926. So in 1926, things look totally different now in 2026. So in 3026, will it be the same? No, nothing is the same because only thing that is consistent is change, yo. Are they gonna be black or white people? Who the fuck cares? Who cares? Are there gonna be enough people that can at least have a place that they can come to, a place that they can live, earn a decent wage, have a decent home, be able to send their children to and get them educated, be able to have some kind of resources so that they can, maybe if they need assistance with their seniors and helping a sibling that may be special needs, helping an older adult as a parent, helping, their children through childcare. College should be free. Healthcare should be free. So,
Come
I don't know.
TC. Now, for those of you that don't know, this is my sis. I love my sis. We have very different views on a lot of things. But what's interesting is I can agree with a lot of the things that she's saying tonight. Mamdani's goals, you guys: combat the cost of living crisis in New York City, shift the tax burden from working class New Yorkers to wealthy and large businesses. The wealthy pays taxes. They pay a lot of taxes. They pay the most taxes. Now, I'm not talking about the 1%ers. I understand they understand the loopholes and all that kind of stuff, but what's with this Robin Hood effect? Build a more equitable and inclusive city. Now, I do believe that everybody should earn a livable wage and it should be affordable. There has to be ways to make New York affordable for the average person.
Mm-hmm.
But, and I'm saying that as a person that's not a socialist, there has to be a way. Everybody deserves. I mean, you can work. If you're out there working, you should be able to feed your family. So the system that they have now is not perfect in New York.
No.
Hang on. Chris wants to be. Chris says McDonald's is but McDonald's is paying $20 an hour in California. So Chris Reese, thank you for the super sticker again, my friend. McDonald's is not gonna pay $30 an hour. See, here's the thing that people aren't taking into account. So here, McDonald's pays $20 an hour, but
wow,
the food's more expensive. Everything's more expensive. You now have to talk to AI. I mean, there's kiosks all inside. They're definitely going to get it back some kind of way, which means that people are losing their jobs. They're not going to hire as many because the employee is the biggest expense. So they're going to balance it out some kind of way.
Agreed. Wow, $20 for McDonald's?
$20 an hour out here. Yeah, $20 an hour. Fast food restaurants, you're gonna get $20 an hour in California. Our minimum wage is like 16 something an hour. And then even if you're a waitress, you get 16 an hour. I do like how Trump is trying to make it so the waitresses their wages aren't taxed. That to me is practical. But when Mamdani is talking about, I'm sorry, sis, it sounds like a dream. It sounds like he sold a dream to win this election. Hi, Antigua. I see you. Wow,
okay,
Eric.
and I believe I could believe that. I believe that people will say whatever. There are people in this world who will say whatever just to, to get and acquire their goals, short term, midterm, or long term goals. No different than people here in these YouTube land. They'll say anything. Just to get quote unquote a thumbs up, and I don't mean here. This is real conversation. I'm talking about made up liars, people lying on people, and I'm pretty sure you can understand what I'm saying. That in order to get recognition, that's what people do. So I think that that's just part of human behavior. And as the more I'm on these YouTube streets, the more it desensitizes me to listening to what people say. I hear what they say. For the most part, I'm gonna be honest with you. It really, most of the time here in YouTube, they contradict themselves. And I really feel like in business, in corporate, and in these elected officials, one thing for certain and two for sure, they're gonna say, and they're gonna make promises. They're gonna get in office, and they're not gonna be able to deliver. Okay, and that's the other thing, because research, when you do your research and when you find out about certain things and when you understand, if you understand how everything works here, especially in the United States, and then you'll really understand that there's some checks and balances that you're going to really have to get through. He's going to have to answer to the federal government. He's going to have to. He's going to have a relationship with Donald Trump. He's going to have to. He's going to have to give up. He's going to have to give up. When I say give up, he's going to have to meet him at the table. And you understand what I'm saying? He's going to
I do
have to meet
understand what you're
him.
saying. I don't like what he said, how he implied that ICE was breaking the law. I'm so tired of the city and the
Mhm.
state blocking Donald Trump from upholding the law and keeping our country safe. I found that very problematic, and that's going to cause problems between him and Donald Trump. Which I didn't sense that he liked the president. Now that's alleged, you guys. I have no proof of that.
Mhm.
He's definitely
Uh-huh.
said some things to me that was controversial. After they met, I felt like there was hope, but I did feel the meeting was tense.
Let me tell. This is where seasoning comes in. Here's my mayor. We were at an event, and the media asked her a question about what do you feel. Donald Trump had made or suggested or made a statement, and they asked her what does she feel about the statement. So she responded, first and foremost, oftentimes we may say some things and then we go back and we talk to our cabinet people and we find out, oh, well, maybe I might change that, or I'm just going to stick with that, or whatever. I'm going to wait until I'm going to wait. Well, I'm not sprinkling. I'm just a seasoned person. So if
He's
you say
seasoned now, y'all. Like
if you say I love it. I am paprika, baby. I like that. See, I'm gonna call myself paprika. Here's the thing: you cannot, just because someone says that they want to do something, don't get off. And like my mayor said, I'm not gonna get mad. I'm not gonna respond until I get from the federal government that this is what they're planning on doing. This is what they want Philadelphia to do,
Okay.
and then I can respond. The media hypes things up, so you have to be careful when you respond. People lie and they say, oh, the Donald Trump said so and so and so. He didn't say it. And if you dig it, you will understand in the context in which he said it. You will understand, and this is for anybody. This is not just for him. This is for any elected official. Before you go out and say, I like this person, I don't like this person, or this, that, and the other, and the third, give them an opportunity to respond and clear up what may not be clear. That's for Donald Trump, that's for TC, that's for MU, that's for everybody. And that's period. And that's how I feel. And that's how I feel. So as far as the new mayor, he's going to learn that there may be things that are some illegal activity or so not so good activity that has happened in reference to ICE. But is that Donald Trump though? Or is that the governor of your state who allowed that? Is that the managing director of that particular department? So again, yeah. Anyway, I would just say to people, watch what a person does.
Watch what a person does. That's what you have to do.
It's like a relationship. Any man could tell you, "Hey, baby, you so cute. You can say, oh, bro, you fine. Oh, you cute. You this, that, and the other, and the third." And that's one thing. That's what they say. Go live with him. Go live with her. Find out that they just a whole nut job. Find out. You will find out some things. Go watch what a person does. You're going with someone, and then New Year's Day, Christmas, you don't even hear from them. That tells you a lot. So watch what a person does, y'all. Don't. Mm-mm. This whole thing called free is not free. There's nothing free except for a mother's love. That's my
I'm so
version.
glad you said that because I really thought that we were gonna have more of a debate, but we agree, sis.
Oh, I agree with what your folks are saying in the chat, and I agree with you too. I do. There's some questions here.
I
I had
love it.
questions. I had questions yesterday, or not. What was it, the day before, or yesterday?
Yeah, I shared the
Whatever. It was.
inauguration because
Now
I'm
look at that state
excited about
increases.
it
Mhm.
at all, and
Now look at this. State increases. Oh, okay. This is good information. As of January 1st, 19 states raised their minimum wage. Woo. Now let me tell you something. This
really,
is Hawaii 16, Michigan 13, 13. Okay, 1373. Nebraska 15, Arizona 15, California 16, 19, and then New York. Okay, and
we
okay,
raised our minimum wage here.
that's what it
California minimum
says.
wage.
You done goofed. You done goofed. I did hear
We're
that
continuously
Pennsylvania
raising
was supposed to go up.
We're continuously raising our minimum wage here. You guys, I live in California, so I'm all
Mm-hmm.
the cost of living here is extremely high,
Yep,
but it's doable. Okay.
I agree.
And raising minimum wage has made everything extremely expensive here. And like I said, I mean, working at McDonald's, earning $20 an hour, all they did was raise the food prices and get rid of the workers. Like I said, I don't know. You have to worry about inflation. You make $42 an hour. Good for you, Alvin. I'm glad you're eating. Alvin, that's awesome. RT says anyone, I like California too, Lionel. Anyone calling themselves a progressive or a Democrat socialist is a communist. Bernie Sanders called himself a communist for decades, and he rebranded himself as a Democrat socialist to cover up. Okay.
Mm. A progressive.
You can make it if you want to make it. I believe that you have to want to and to sit back and want somebody to do it for you. In 2026 now, it's just not going to work. Free childcare, we all know how expensive childcare is. It's not free. When you say that something's free, that means it doesn't cost anybody anything. So it can't be free. You're auto tech. Congratulations, Alvin. And if you guys in the chat like Mamdani, you can say that. And I'm not saying I like or dislike him. I don't have enough info. It's like TC said. Your actions are gonna speak louder.
Your actions speak louder than words. We'll see. We're gonna see what's gonna happen with his cabinet members. As I'm watching the council people, this is going to be very interesting. His council members have to vote on all of this stuff that he's talking about. They have to vote on it. His council. So
you're right. And I think even with the president, we forget that they don't make these decisions alone. Like Donald Trump has to run things through Congress. You see, they keep dragging them to court over
exactly.
It's the same with the mayor. It's not a one-man show.
That's right.
Loca Brenna. I agree with this. If it's free, you will pay dearly. I love it. Mm-hmm. Y'all want to see MU for president? But yeah.
I told you, MU for president, TC for vice president. I just want to sit. I just want to sit and be cute. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna have you do all the work, president.
TC is so cute. She is so cute, you guys. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I want to see what the council members are going to do, and also understand New York is made up of 5 boroughs. He has to contend with 5 boroughs whose budgets are as big as some states in the United States. So Brooklyn, in particular, is like the 3rd. If it were a city, it would be the 4th largest city in this country.
You're right. Oh shoot, I'm accidentally.
No, I'm gonna be VP. We've already said that a long time ago, before Mr. Claude was even over here. So you must be new because me and you already said it's gonna be she and I, and so therefore that's just gonna happen. Now Claude is gonna be the he's gonna be the
The speaker.
yeah, he's gonna be the speaker of the house. You see.
Yeah.
I just want to be in charge of the senators. That's what I want to do. Um,
Ah.
yes,
What
I
do you
want to
think?
be in charge of the senators.
This is off subject, but what do you think about Jasmine Crockett being the senator?
Okay, so let me just say this. Let me say this. I base everything on my experiences in politics. I like Jasmine. I do think Jasmine is very, very smart and I like her giddy up. I want her to calm down for a second. I just want her to calm down just a little bit. And I want her to mirror herself after the Barbara Jordans, after the Dorothy Spates, after there's certain people in her area, C. Dolores Tucker, Ona Weldons of the world. Um, that's why it's so important to have mentors. Uh, I think she's a great young lady. I think she's very, very smart. I think that she is like a lot of these young ladies. They're too feisty and they're not seasoned enough sometimes, and they get riled up for no reason. It's like they want to fight every 2 seconds. It's like, don't. It's not necessary. Calm damn down.
I feel like she tries to have too many viral moments ever since she had that one with Marjorie Taylor, and it's just like everything just has to rhyme and rap now.
Absolutely. Well, listen, MU is unfortunate, but it's nothing different than how these people on YouTube like to have these sessions of they want to always, what do you call it? They won't always want to have a fight,
Mm-hmm.
and they can't.
Their big ages, like, come on, like,
Yes. At these
weird.
ages that is like, what are you
And
doing?
then they feel like they did something. I'm like, girl, you look dumb. Like, like it's like everything. It's the internet has just corrupted so many things because now that people want to be seen, they're gonna do
The most.
the most. I'm like, when you're older, you're supposed to get like wiser, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I just want her to. That's my thing for her. I've met Jasmine before. She came to my homecoming actually, and I that was interesting because we really had a lot in common, and she came here to Philly, so I saw her there. But that was just a passerby. When she was at our homecoming, it was a little deep. It was a little different conversation. And I'm gonna tell you something. We had one of our elected officials. He's a Republican, young Republican state senator, and I like what he's doing, and I go to his events all the time. And one thing I will say is that he's definitely different, and I can say him being young and flexible, and when I talk to him one on one, totally different.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
I had a sweater.
But one thing I like about him is that when I see him in the state capitol in Harrisburg, he's the same way. He hasn't changed yet. He hasn't changed yet. And that's what I want to see. I want to see people be who they are. And
Yeah.
sometimes every now and then, listen, I get it. You might have to call out somebody. I get it. I do. But you don't have to make that your brand. especially when you have especially when you do have things going for you, when you do have an education, when you have a certain type of credential, and you don't have to get out here and act like a whole donkey. And that's just that.
I agree with you, sis.
You do not.
Absolutely.
Trust me.
We're on
Gen
the
X.
same page
Gen
tonight.
X. That's right, boo. Gen X. That's right, baby. All day.
Alvin, you'll be
Thank you,
56 in
Albert.
March. Okay, Alvin, I see you.
That's right. They
Yeah,
better put respect with the Gen X's now.
yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay, Harlem, I see you. Well, I'll be
All
watching
right.
this.
But anyway, listen, we have a time ahead, y'all. We have a lot going on, and anybody out here can run for office. And you, I've already told you, after you get your degree, I think that should be something that you look into. And to be honest, and I think that that's something that you need to start now on your local level, and do some things right in your community.
I want to. I know the perfect person that can help me. He does. He's always at the city council and doing different stuff. He knows the mayor and all those things. I need to. I was gonna do something. I was gonna interview, but I don't know if you remember when we had that explosion in Palm Springs. So I didn't get my chance to. But I'll get another one.
Oh wow,
You
okay.
have a question for us? Okay. Want to ask it before she don't say too long. Chris, you have a question for us? Okay. Chris has a question for you. I don't know what the question is yet.
Okay, Chris. Okay, Chris.
I need a sweater. My house is cold. I got my air at like 69.
See, and I don't. I have my heat on 69.
Oh girl, no. I need the house cold, but now I'm freezing. I'm like, oh, why am I so cold? In the future, America will see a woman president. What's your question, Chris? California's restricting is racist. They will lose their case easily. Okay. Heat 72. I should probably turn on the heat. I want to see a woman president next term. I'm not opposed to it, but I'm looking forward to JD Vance. So
You looking for whom?
JD Vance for 2028. And it would be
Okay.
interesting if Trump was vice president, if he can handle more. Dr. Manhattan has a confession. I'm a man that loves a salad dressing called Skinny Girl Poppy Seed. That actually sounds good.
Oh, that sounds good. Wait.
Oh.
Hey, wait, Skinny
Where
Girl
did I
Pop.
upload it? Where'd it go? Where's my comment? Oh, there it is.
Skinny Girl Poppy Seed. I'm
I
gonna
need
try
a sweater.
that.
I'm trying to see if Chris is gonna put the comment. Can I grab a sweater real quick? I do have
Absolutely.
minutes to throw that question in there, but yeah, I'm freezing. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Okay, salad dressing. Okay, Chris, is it? I'm sorry, is it Chris that said that? No,
Chris
it
was
was Dr. Manhattan. Manhattan, I have a confession.
Oh, my hand
Skinny
is.
Girl Poppy Seed salad dressing. Okay. Wow, that sounds amazing. Hey, Unc, how you doing? Unc, did you see the Eagles? Oh my God. The Eagles versus Buffalo, y'all. We're not changing the subject. I'm just waiting for MU to come back, y'all. I just wanted to say that to Unc. I was at 3 seconds at the end of the game, just, oh my God, cringing. But anyway, that's all I had to say. Will they have a woman president in the future? Of course they will. Absolutely. 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 Most definitely. It's on Amazon. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Manhattan. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Man, y'all got some good stuff. No eyeliner. Okay, no eyeliner. Alrighty. California's redistricting was voted in. Okay. Okay, so California's redistricting everywhere. Listen, they're all redistricting. We're redistricting as well in Pennsylvania. Heat 72. Is it 72 degrees where you are or 72 in your house for heat? In the future, yeah, we will see a female president. We will.
I'm back. That was freezing. I don't know why I just didn't turn on my heat. Whew. Okay. Oh, did he put the
Yeah,
question
they
in the
are.
chat?
Yeah, they are kind of reckless, Unc. They certainly are. They were making too many mistakes. But
Thank you for the super sticker. Will they have? Was that
yes,
the question first? Okay. Will they have a woman president in the future? Lord.
yes, Chris. Thank you, Chris.
Well,
I
we
think
have
so.
Obama, so I don't see why we can't have a woman if that happens.
Absolutely.
I think the way that things are going, I wouldn't. Thank you for the super sticker, my friend. That I wouldn't be opposed to it. I mean, it's becoming more acceptable for anything. They were close to. Y'all know would it be crazy if Michelle Obama ran? She would probably
Mm,
stand a good chance. Knock on wood. Just let it be. I need some wood. Shoot. Just let it be freaking JD Vance.
yeah, yeah.
So, okay, that was a good question. That was a good question.
That was a great one.
So they say absolutely can. Okay, gee, that doesn't count as a what? Ooh, mercy. I'm for JD Vance, so that's what I'm gonna say about that. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm not dogging Michelle. I'm not trying to offend my Democratic friends. So that's what I'm gonna say.
So yeah, we're getting started once again. I'm looking forward to the first quarter of the year.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah.
That's right, Chi. I'm a liberal, not a Democrat. Okay, Michelle. Okay.
Yeah, there's a difference. Absolutely. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, conservative Republican.
Yeah.
Um,
Not all Republicans are conservative.
that's true. I am fiscally definitely conservative. For real.
You're a conservative Democrat?
I am fiscally conservative.
Fiscally. Okay.
Yeah, financially and things of that nature. I'm frugal. I'm a saveaholic ish. But I love to invest, and if I invest, it has to be from a shark perspective, meaning that I have to ask so many questions, et cetera, whatever.
Okay.
You're a mom. Yeah.
Your mother. Dr. Manhattan for vice president. TC and I already got this worked out. But
You
he's
know
got
what?
another cabinet somewhere.
I'm Vice President, Dr. Manhattan. I am the Vice President with MU.
Dr. Manhattan. That's funny.
My aunt. Ooh, okay. Wow. Wait a minute. Who's in there talking about my aunt? Okay. Now, how are you gonna be a monarch and then in the next statement say my aunt, sir? I'm very familiar with my aunt. But yeah. Anyway. So anyway, MU, it's been real.
Thank you, my sis.
Somebody come on up.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, definitely. Listen, we are, as Maya Angelou would say, we are more alike, my friends, than we are unalike.
I love it. Absolutely. That's a great quote to
And the thing is to be able to have conversation with your chat, ask questions. And that's why I like it over here, because I'll just handle the Secret Service detail. No doubt. So I need Secret Service all the time.
right? Oh yeah, she does. But TC
I
can hold her
need
own no matter
Secret
who. Yeah.
Service.
She'll get
Yes.
together. Yeah.
Okay. But to be able to have conversations over here without. Oh, Secretary of State. Okay. Well, maybe I could do that, and then you could be the vice president.
Figure it out. Figure it
Yeah.
out. We
No,
got time.
okay. I could do that now. See, Unc, you made me change my mind.
Eh?
It was supposed to be me and MU, but now you have something there. Okay. See, I get a chance to go overseas and let y'all stay here. Yes. Oh, 6'8", 260. Wow.
Yeah.
No, you're not. Manhattan, you would just fit in, bro. Are you kidding?
Right?
Well, he would be my Secret Service person. That's for daggone sure. No
Yeah.
doubt.
Goodness gracious, y'all.
But anyway,
I don't know
somebody
what
come on up. Look, somebody
tomorrow.
come on up.
Oh no, I'm gonna get ready. And I don't know what I'm gonna talk about tomorrow or later today, but I'm watching y'all mayor and I might look at Erica Kirk again and see what's going on with her. But sis, I really do appreciate you being front and center over there, bringing us our news from New York. Yesterday we had Claude and Carcino, both from New York, and Rob.
Okay.
It was an interesting conversation. You missed that one. But I do appreciate your exclusive commentary right here. Like I appreciate that because I'm really concerned about what y'all are about to go through. So I hope that you enlighten us and check back in. Like I would love to know how you guys are doing.
You know what, MU, I'm gonna have you talk to my mom one day, not on YouTube, because she and you two. Oh my God.
Okay, let me know.
Oh my goodness. Yes. I mean it's a good thing because you guys are very much you're on the y'all are very much. I have to come in and add a little seasoning, a little spice, a little sugar to it, sweeten it up a little bit. She's at an age where she doesn't really want to do that anymore. So she's calling everybody out, everything out. And
I got them home too. I know what they're like.
you know it, right? But yeah, she's definitely thinking like on your side. So we have very interesting conversations. Yeah.
Love
been
it.
been that way since I grew up because half the household was Republican, half the household was Democrat.
Okay.
So it was very interesting to hear each side, but then again, it's even more interesting to meet the people and talk to them.
Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna figure out real quick that it's not as easy to get all of these quote unquote free things and stuff as he might think. Good try. Let's see. Good look. Let's see what's gonna happen and how you're gonna pay for it. That's the question at hand, and that's my question. Cut through the chase. Cut through all the BS. How you gonna pay for it?
That's right.
Without increasing taxes. Damn it, bump that.
Tell me about it. I hope Trump gets rid of federal taxes.
Yeah, that's the only thing. But anyway, thank you, MU. It's been real. I'm glad we started off our year this way. Thank you.
Thank you, sis. Thank you. We're gonna have a great new year. This is gonna be our year, and we're gonna do the darn thing. See, I put on the sweater, then I get hot, y'all. What is going on?
But yeah, this is gonna be good, especially if you're gonna have the guy from New York. Wow, that would be great. Yeah, keep on. I'd appreciate it.
Well, Claude and man, Rob. If I catch Rob on a good day, he's good. Yeah, but we definitely have this conversation. Because I'm gonna keep up with Mamdani's with what Mamdani's doing. So I'll be covering him a lot. Sis.
Exactly.
And we have the trials. We got those trials that's going on. So
got
you.
Perfect. Right. Do your thing, sis. Do your thing, and it's 6:00 over here, y'all. I'm getting ready to get up. Have a great one. I'll talk to you later. Thank you, MU, and thank you to your chat. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Thank
Peace.
You. Peace. That's my sis. I just love her. Why do I feel misunderstood? Because oftentimes I am, you know. But I think that we're understanding each other just fine. Right, sir? You probably picked a polyester. Sorry, Michelle. Hey, you guys. Thank y'all hung out with me today. Thank you. We got through the videos. I got through Mamdani without, you know, I learned some things. And then Jaden Williams, the youngest African American mayor in Georgia, the youngest mayor in, you know, just interesting. You probably picked a polyester or acrylic sweater. Those fabrics, maybe Michelle, because I feel hot. Coachella, I live by Coachella. I live in Palm Springs. I live in the desert. So y'all know about Coachella because of Coachella Fest and the festivities that we have out here. Palm Springs is known for a lot of things. I live in the desert. I love the desert. I dress like I'm in the desert, so I'll probably never get dressed up. I'm gonna come on here, give you guys the news, share with you, converse with you, love on you, you know, in a sisterly way, and that's it. That's what you get. Enjoy the poppy seed dressing. Is that a baby grand piano? Yes, it's a grand piano. MU has skills besides coming out here talking about politics. Claude. Yeah, have a piano. And that's good on that kid. All right, you guys. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. Mods, you guys worked. Annoying insects. Yes, because even though I'm not by the water, but yeah, we have annoying insects. I think like anything else. Mosquitoes are our biggest deal. I'm a hiker, so you know I worry about snakes, and then you know I'm in the desert, so we got bobcats and mountain lions and stuff like that. But I enjoy that kind of stuff. I'm an outdoorsy nature person. You need 60. Look at Michelle. She's hooking me up. 60% count cotton or more or linen. Okay, Michelle. I'll keep that in mind. You have a Yamaha? Yeah, this one is Story & Clark, but Yamahas are really nice. Thank you, Michelle. Right? I love to be outdoors. It was cold today. It was like 60 degrees, kind of. It's been raining. Let me see the temperature tomorrow. Temperature tomorrow in Palm Springs. Yeah, 66 degrees, and it's going to be cloudy. So it's cold. All right, y'all. I'm going to lay it down. Hi, Leon. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. You like to... Oh, that's nice, Dr. Manhattan. Mods, I have to thank you extra. You guys worked overtime tonight. King, Claude, Dr. Manhattan. I think it was just you three mostly. Thank y'all for modding my chat. It was a lot of work. Good night, Michelle. I appreciate you. I know. I'm not complaining. I know it's colder in other places, but I miss my home. I do. I'm from Wisconsin, but I lived in California. But when I got out, I went to the military, and I was stationed in San Diego, and I've been out here ever since. So when I tell you that I love this country, I love this country enough to die for this country. I joined the military because I wanted to serve our country. And, you know, just stay aware. I'm praying for our families. I'm praying for the country. And that's it. Hey, Liam, I see you. If you had a chance to drive my car, All right, you guys. I'll talk to you guys later. Wow, Claude, that is cold. I will see you guys later. I'm going to lay it down. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Look at my community wall. I converse. I talk back to you guys. I'll see you guys very soon. Bye-bye. Dr. Manhattan, I love San Diego. I was stationed on 32nd Street. You know? So, dang, y'all come in here like trying to troll me. I can't wait until I am a granny. I can wait. But when I'm a granny, I'm going to be the best grandma. Okay? I love the babies. Come on. All right, you guys. Bye. And thank you, Chris, and the ones that supported the stream. Thank you guys so very much. I appreciate you guys. Bye bye.